Why is it that some people keep a full head of thick, vibrant hair well into their 60s, 70s, even 70s, while others watch it thin, recede, or vanish decades earlier? Why does one man grow a strong beard while losing every strand from the crown of his head? Why does one woman in her 40s notice her hairline widening, while her friend's hair seems untouched by time? The truth is, hair loss is not just cosmetic. It's deeply emotional. It touches confidence, identity, even how we see ourselves in the mirror each morning. And here's the reality. It's not just you. According to the Mayo Clinic, over half of men will experience some degree of hair loss by age 50, and women are not far behind. For many, it begins subtly, a little extra shedding in the shower, a widening part, or a receding temple. But for millions, it becomes a daily struggle, an unspoken source of stress. Before we go any further, let me be clear. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making health changes. And now, take a deep breath because what you're about to learn may be the one thing that changes your confidence and health forever, for good. You see, the story of hair loss isn't as simple as age or genetics. It isn't written in stone. Doctors once believed that thinning hair was inevitable, that it was just the luck or the curse of your DNA. But modern research tells a different story. The real drivers of hair loss are hidden in hormones, in the health of the tiny follicle that surrounds each strand, and in the daily choices that either nourish or suffocate that delicate environment. And here's where the suspense builds. Because if the problem isn't only age or genetics, that means there's room for action. It means there are natural ways to support your follicles, improve circulation, calm inflammation, and even protect against the silent hormonal shifts that accelerate thinning. It means you may not be as powerless as you've been led to believe. So stay with me, because we're about to peel back the layers of this mystery. We're going to explore why hair falls out, what happens deep beneath the surface of your scalp, and most importantly, the simple science-backed strategies that may help you take back control. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished for the hair you once had, or feared losing the hair you still do, this is your moment. This is the knowledge that could change everything. Hair loss, it feels like such a surface problem, right? Just a few strands, just a thinner ponytail, just a balding crown. But the truth is, it begins deep beneath the skin, inside microscopic structures called follicles. Every hair you see on your head is anchored into one of these tiny factories. Each follicle is alive. It needs oxygen, nutrients, and energy from your mitochondria, the very power plants inside your cells. When circulation is strong, when nutrients flow, when the follicle is energized, it produces thick, healthy strands. But when oxygen drops, when energy supply falters, when inflammation sets in, that once strong follicle weakens. The hair thins, it shortens, and eventually it disappears. Now let's talk about the most common type of hair loss, androgenic alopecia. You may have heard it called male pattern baldness, but it affects women too. The culprit here is a hormone byproduct called DHT, dihydrotestosterone. DHT is formed when testosterone interacts with an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. Sounds complicated, but here's what matters. Too much DHT binds to the follicles on your scalp, and over time, it literally shrinks them. Imagine a lush, thick tree slowly withering until only a thin twig remains. That is what DHT does. It miniaturizes the follicle until it can no longer produce a strong strand of hair. Now, of course, genetics and aging do play their roles. Some people inherit follicles that are more sensitive to DHT. Others begin experiencing hormonal shifts earlier in life. But here's the twist, the part that changes everything. Research suggests that environment and lifestyle can either speed up this process or slow it down. Your daily choices, how you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, may influence how much DHT builds up, how much circulation reaches your scalp, and how resilient your follicles remain. And this leads us to a hidden driver that most people never hear about, insulin resistance. When your body struggles to process sugar properly, insulin levels spike. That spike doesn't just affect blood sugar. It also raises inflammation, thickens blood vessels, and even increases DHT activity. That means poor blood sugar control, often from too much processed food, too little movement, too much stress, creates the perfect storm for hair loss. Your follicles suffocate from low circulation, they're inflamed, and they're under hormonal attack. And here's the shocking reality. Studies published in PubMed and Harvard Health suggest that people with insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome are significantly more likely to struggle with hair thinning and balding. But here's where things get interesting, because this story doesn't have to end with inevitability. Hair loss may not just be about what you inherited. It may not just be the bad luck of your family tree. It may, in fact, be about what you can change. And when you understand that the health of your hair is connected to the health of your whole body, your circulation, your hormones, your blood sugar, you suddenly realize supporting your hair is about supporting your life. So, if you've ever thought, there's nothing I can do, stay with me, because in the next part, we'll break down the simple, practical, spine-tingling solutions inspired by science that may just help you keep your hair stronger, longer, and healthier than you ever thought possible. So now that we've pulled back the curtain on why hair loss happens, let's shift into the part you've been waiting for, the solutions. And let me be crystal clear from the very start. These are not magic bullets, not overnight miracles, not substitutes for medical treatment. What we're talking about are natural, science-backed strategies that support the health of your follicles, nourish your scalp, and create the environment where hair growth can actually flourish. Think of them as tools, gentle, powerful tools that may help tip the balance back in your favor. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked, yet profoundly simple techniques, mechanical stimulation. Your scalp, just like any other part of your body, thrives on circulation. Every follicle depends on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny blood vessels. When circulation weakens, the follicle suffocates. But here's the beautiful part. Regular scalp massage has been shown in research to increase blood flow, stretch follicle cells, and even break down subtle scar tissue that may be locking follicles in dormancy. Just 5 minutes a day, with your fingertips or a soft massager, can be like ringing the dinner bell for your follicles. And then there's microneedling, a method where tiny, painless needles create microchannels in the scalp. Studies published in PubMed show that this can trigger healing responses, awaken dormant follicles, and even enhance the absorption of topical nutrients and oils. It's not aggressive, it's not extreme, it's simply a way to gently remind the follicle, you are alive, now wake up. Now, let's move into something that feels almost futuristic, yet is firmly grounded in science. Light therapy. Red light and near-infrared light have been studied for their ability to energize mitochondria, the tiny batteries in your cells that fuel every function, including hair growth. When those mitochondria receive the right wavelengths of light, they produce more energy, more ADP, and that means stronger, healthier follicle activity. Harvard Health and the NIH have reported that low-level laser therapy has been shown to improve hair density and thickness in both men and women experiencing androgenic hair loss. Imagine light as nourishment, light as energy, light as a gentle push for your follicles to reawaken. But light and stimulation aren't enough on their own. Your scalp also needs nourishment delivered directly into those tiny vessels. This is where circulation boosters come in, and one natural oil stands out in a fascinating way: rosemary oil. A clinical study published in SkinMed compared rosemary oil to minoxidil, a common pharmaceutical treatment for hair loss. After 6 months, both groups showed significant regrowth, but here's the kicker. The rosemary group had fewer side effects like itching and irritation. Rosemary oil appears to improve scalp blood flow, reduce local DHT activity, and protect follicles from oxidative stress. Just a few drops diluted in a carrier oil, massaged into the scalp, can be a powerful, low-cost addition to your daily routine. And of course, let's not forget the foundation of all health: nutrition. Your hair is made of protein, keratin, but it also depends on key nutrients to stay strong. Zinc plays a vital role in hair follicle repair and DNA synthesis, and deficiency has been directly linked to hair shedding. Vitamin D is another powerhouse. Harvard Health notes that low vitamin D levels are strongly associated with alopecia, and restoring healthy levels can improve follicle cycling and resilience. Think of it like building materials. You can't construct a sturdy house without bricks and beams, and your body can't construct healthy hair without these nutrients. Now, we turn to what may be the most exciting, yet often misunderstood category: natural DHT regulators. Remember, DHT is not the villain. It's a natural hormone, but when it overwhelms sensitive follicles, that's when problems arise. Nature, fascinatingly, has provided compounds that may help restore balance. Saw palmetto has been studied for its ability to block the same enzyme, 5-alpha reductase, that converts testosterone into DHT. Pumpkin seed oil has been shown in clinical trials to improve hair count and thickness, possibly through the same pathway. Green tea extract, rich in EGCG, not only reduces DHT activity, but also calms inflammation around the follicles. And then there's peppermint oil. A study in toxicological research showed that peppermint oil applied to the scalp increased hair thickness and density more effectively than even minoxidil in animal trials. The important thing here is balance. These are not replacements for medical therapies, but they are supportive allies. Gentle regulators, not sledgehammers. And the best part? These strategies are not high-tech or high-cost. You don't need a futuristic lab. You don't need a prescription that costs hundreds of dollars. What you need is consistency, daily, intentional steps that send the same message to your follicles again and again. You are worth nourishing. You are worth protecting. You are worth reawakening. So, let me leave you with this mini hook before we move forward. If the science suggests that scalp stimulation, light therapy, circulation boosters, nutrients, and natural regulators can all play a role, then the question is not, will it work overnight? The real question is, what might happen if you gave your follicles 6 months of patient, consistent care? The answer could surprise you. Now let's talk about something that almost no one connects with hair loss, yet may be the missing piece of the puzzle. Because yes, scalp treatments matter, circulation matters, light therapy and natural DHT regulators matter. But there's something even more fundamental, something that quietly shapes every single strand of hair before it ever emerges from your scalp. And that something is your food. Here's the truth. Your hair is not dead tissue sitting on your head. It's a living extension of our biology, built cell by cell, strand by strand, from the raw materials you give your body. And if those materials are weak, incomplete, or missing altogether, your follicles simply cannot do their job. It doesn't matter how much rosemary oil you use or how many hours you spend massaging your scalp. If your diet is starved of the nutrients hair needs to thrive, you're building a house without bricks. So what if I told you there's a single meal, a powerful nutrient-packed combination that could provide some of the very best building blocks for hair growth? And the beauty of it is, these are not exotic superfoods from across the world. These are humble, traditional, even old-fashioned foods. The kind of foods your grandparents might have eaten every week. And together, they form what I like to call the hair restoration plate. Let's start with the king of nutrient density, liver. For decades, liver was considered a staple food in many cultures before modern diets pushed it aside. And yet, gram for gram, liver is one of the most nutrient-rich foods on the planet. It's loaded with heme iron, the form of iron most easily absorbed by your body, critical for carrying oxygen to the follicle. Without oxygen, follicles suffocate, plain and simple. Liver also contains zinc, essential for follicle repair and stem cell activation, and copper, which supports collagen cross-linking and hair pigmentation. And let's not forget selenium, a trace mineral with antioxidant power that protects the follicle environment from oxidative stress. When you eat liver, you're not just nourishing your body, you're delivering a molecular care package straight to your scalp. But even the richest iron food needs a partner. That's where onions come in. Now, onions might seem too ordinary to deserve a spotlight, but their secret weapon is quercetin, a powerful flavonoid with anti-inflammatory properties. Think about it. One of the root problems of hair loss is scalp inflammation, low oxygen, scar tissue, chronic irritation. Quercetin helps calm that storm. It reduces inflammatory pathways and creates a friendlier, more supportive environment around the follicle. And here's the poetic part. Onions and liver go hand in hand, a pairing as old as time. The savory richness of liver softened by the sweetness of caramelized onions, delicious, yes, but also deeply therapeutic for your scalp. Now let's add something unexpected, sauerkraut. Why sauerkraut? Because the health of your gut is directly tied to the health of your scalp. A diverse, balanced gut microbiome supports nutrient absorption, reduces systemic inflammation, and even influences hormone balance. And sauerkraut is a probiotic powerhouse. But that's not all. It's also incredibly rich in vitamin C, far higher than most people realize. Just half a cup of sauerkraut can give you more vitamin C than many fresh fruits. And vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis, which forms the structural foundation of your hair. Pair that with the hundreds of phytonutrients sauerkraut contains, and you have a gut-healing, hair-supporting, inflammation-fighting side dish that works quietly but powerfully. And finally, let's crown this meal with one more simple addition: pumpkin seeds. These tiny, crunchy seeds are a treasure chest of magnesium and trace minerals, all of which help regulate blood sugar, calm stress, and improve circulation. But here's the exciting part. Pumpkin seeds and pumpkin seed oil are natural 5-alpha reductase inhibitors. That means they can help lower the very enzyme that converts testosterone into excess DHT, the hormone that suffocates follicles over time. In fact, clinical studies have shown pumpkin seed oil supplementation can improve hair density and thickness. So when you sprinkle pumpkin seeds over your sauerkraut or snack on a handful after dinner, you're not just enjoying a healthy food. You're subtly nudging your hormones toward balance. Now, picture this plate. Tender slices of liver sautéed with onions, a side of tangy sauerkraut, and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds to finish. At first glance, it looks like a rustic comfort meal. But beneath the surface, it's a scientific, nutrient-rich strategy for hair resilience. Iron, zinc, copper, selenium, quercetin, vitamin C, probiotics, magnesium, all working in synergy to repair, protect, and energize your follicles from within. But here's the caution, and it's vital. None of this works in isolation if the foundation is missing. And that foundation is insulin resistance. If your blood sugar is chronically high, if your body is locked in a cycle of insulin spikes and crashes, then all the liver, onions, sauerkraut, and pumpkin seeds in the world may not save your follicles. Why? Because insulin resistance drives up DHT, fuels inflammation, and damages circulation. It's like trying to water a garden while the hose is kinked. The nutrients can't reach their target. So yes, what you put on your scalp matters, but what you put on your plate and how you regulate your blood sugar may matter even more. And here's the mini hook, the turning point that brings it all together. Imagine for a moment that hair loss is not just about your scalp. It's a mirror reflecting your metabolic health, your gut balance, your nutrient stores. What if the key to regrowing stronger, healthier hair is the same key that unlocks more energy, better mood, sharper thinking, and even longer life? Suddenly, this isn't just about vanity. This is about vitality. So now we come full circle. We began with a question that has haunted men and women alike for generations. Why does hair thin? Why do follicles weaken? Why do some scalps shine bald while others carry thick, vibrant hair in old age? The answers are no longer hidden in mystery. We've seen the science. We've pulled back the curtain. And what we've uncovered is both sobering and empowering. Hair loss is not simply about age. It is not simply about bad genetics. At its core, it is about the tiny ecosystem that lives inside each follicle. The oxygen supply, the mitochondrial engines, the balance of hormones, and the constant battle between inflammation and repair. When DHT surges too high, when circulation dwindles, when scar tissue sets in, the follicle cannot survive. But when oxygen flows freely, when inflammation is calmed, when nutrients arrive in abundance, those same follicles can wake up again, they can repair, they can support new strands of growth. That is the miracle hidden inside biology. Not a miracle cure, but a natural capacity waiting to be nurtured. We talked about DHT, the hormone derivative that quietly shrinks follicles over time. We explored the overlooked driver of insulin resistance, how poor blood sugar control fuels excess DHT, inflammation, and scalp damage. And we learned that even if genetics stack the odds against you, your environment, your diet, and your daily choices still hold incredible power to tilt the scales back in your favor. Then we shifted into the solutions, the simple yet profound actions that may support hair health naturally. We saw how scalp stimulation, whether through massage or microneedling, can break down scar tissue and reawaken dormant follicles. We discovered that red and near-infrared light may recharge the follicle's mitochondria, reigniting energy production where it had once faded. We uncovered how rosemary oil, with its circulation-boosting and DHT-reducing properties, can act almost like nature's version of a scalp tonic. And we reminded ourselves of the role nutrients like zinc and vitamin D play in signaling growth and resilience from the inside out. And then, perhaps most unexpectedly, we journeyed into the kitchen. We saw how liver, onions, sauerkraut, and pumpkin seeds form a nutrient powerhouse, a plate capable of delivering iron, quercetin, vitamin C, probiotics, magnesium, and natural DHT-regulating compounds. Foods that don't just nourish your body, but specifically fortify the foundation of your follicles. Foods that generations before us understood instinctively, and that modern science is finally beginning to validate. But here is the most important reminder of all: none of this is instant. There is no overnight fix, no magic potion, no miracle cure. The path to restoring hair, or at the very least, protecting what you have, requires consistency, patience, and a willingness to support your body day after day. Because the truth is, hair is just a reflection of deeper health. When you improve circulation, reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and feed your body the nutrients it craves, you're not just helping your scalp. You're transforming your entire health landscape. Stronger hair is simply the visible bonus of a body in balance. And here's the mini hook, the part one want you to carry with you. What if hair loss was not the end, but a beginning? A signal, a warning, a call to action from your body, saying something deeper needs attention. If you answer that call, if you choose to nurture your health at the root, then your hair journey becomes so much more than cosmetic. It becomes a journey toward energy, confidence, and vitality in every corner of your life. So let me leave you with this encouragement. If you're struggling with thinning hair, do not give up hope. Do not resign yourself to helplessness. Remember, your follicles are alive, your body is adaptive, and your daily choices matter more than you realize. Supporting your body consistently through nutrition, movement, light, and care can change the trajectory of your health far more powerfully than any quick fix promise ever could. And now my call to you. If this video gave you hope, if it opened your eyes to new possibilities, if it made you think differently about what's happening on your scalp and in your body, please give it a like. Share it with a friend, a spouse, a brother, a sister, someone you know who quietly worries every time they see more strands left behind on the pillow or in the shower drain. And above all, don't forget to subscribe to Dr. Kenji Sato Wellness, because every week we bring you science-backed insights designed to help you live stronger, longer, and healthier. Together, we are building not just healthier bodies, but healthier lives. And who knows, the next video you watch here may not only change your health, it may just change your life.